Hi analyst, welcome to day 3 of our ArcGIS Pro Challenge tutorial. Today's tutorial is all about creating your first project in ArcGIS Pro. By the end of this tutorial, you will know how to open a new project and how to create maps and set up layout within ArcGIS Pro. All of these are essential steps for building organized and interactive map in ArcGIS Pro. Let's get started. To begin with, launch your ArcGIS Pro. Under New Project, you have 4 different templates that you can start with based on your project's requirements. For this tutorial, I'll be starting with Map. Click Map. ArcGIS Pro will prompt you to give your project a name. For this project, I will name it my first project. You need to select a location to save your project. For this tutorial, I will be leaving it at the default location. But if you have a specific location you want to save your project, click the drop down arrow, then browse to the folder you want to save your project. Select it, and your project will be saved in this location. Once you are ready, click OK. You have the name to your project at the top here. My first project as named earlier. The project is now open. To the left, I have 3 panes: the content, the catalog, and the geoprocessing. The content pane allows you to organize your layers, how you want it to be displayed on the map. Under your catalog, if you have a work folder that you want to connect with where your data are stored for your project, you can right click on folders and click add folder connection, then locate that folder to connect to that folder, so it will be easier for you to bring in data to your content pane. Databases. This is where other data created during the process of this project is being stored. Here is the map view. This allows you to view every other data on your content pane. We will get to see how all of these things works when we start creating a map. That is it. You have created your first project in ArcGIS Pro with just few steps. Initially, the map template we opened with 2 base maps, which are World Hill Shield, World Topographic Map. We can toggle the feasibility of this layer by unchecking the box. We are only left with Hill Shield. The arrangement of this map on this content pane determines the feasibility on the map view. For instance, if I should drag World Hill Shield on top of World Topographic Map, I'm going to be seeing my hill shield first instead of World Topographic Map. I can only see World Topographic Map if I uncheck World Hill Shield. I'll bring it back to the normal position. Creating map in ArcGIS Pro begins with adding data. To add data to your map, under the Map tab, under the Layer group, click on the drop down arrow beside Add Data command. Click on Browse. You can add data from different sources. But for this tutorial, we'll be adding data from Portal, and it will be from organization. If you have registered for your ArcGIS online account, then your organization should be University of Ibadan. And that's when you can have access to data under this organization. To filter this data to specific layer that I'm looking for, I'll come to search and enter Oyo, hit enter. The layers will filter to data that have Oyo in their title or Oyo in their description. For this project, we'll be adding Oyo State Health Facilities, hold control and look for Oyo State Road Network. Hold control still and click Oyo State. Once you click OK, these three layers will be added to your content pane. Now, the three layers have been added to your content pane and they are displayed on the map. The Oyo Health Facilities is a point data showing locations of different health facilities in Oyo State. While the Oyo State Road Network shows the road network in Oyo State, but the data is heavy. That's why it's taking time to load. The Oyo State shows the boundary of different local governments in Oyo State. For us to have a better view of these local governments, we can uncheck the world topographic map and the hill shield map. So currently, we do not have any base map checked. So we can directly work with our data from here. You have successfully added 3 types of vector data to your map, which is the polygon in form of Oyo State and polyline in form of Oyo State Road Network and Oyo State Health Facility as the point data. Now we can proceed. Next thing we have to do is to select specific local government we want to work with. To do this, we are going to extract the local government we want to work with from our boundary, which is Oyo State. There are different ways to do this. You can right click and open attribute table to see the different local governments. Then you can check to select any of the local government you want to work with. So it shows on your map that it has been selected. But I will not advise this option because of cases whereby you have thousands of rows on your attribute table to work with. I'll clear my selection by coming here, clear selection, then close my attribute table from here. I can then come to the selection group I want to select by attribute. The input rows will be Oyo State. I want it to be completely new selection. So I'll use this to build my query, where I'll select a field. I'll check name 2. I'm picking name 2 because under the attribute table, the name 2 column houses the name of the local government. I'll select is equal to, then select the name of local government I'm looking for. For this exercise, I'll pick Atiba. I'll click on apply. Atiba local government has been selected for me. Hence, I can click OK. I'll right click on Oyo State boundary, come to selection. If my selection is not showing, I can ask it to zoom to selection to see my selection very well. I will right click again, come to selection and make layer from selected features. Then I have Oyo State selection. So if I toggle off Oyo State, I will have just Atiba local government. Let me uncheck the road network and the Oyo State Health Services. So right here I have Atiba local government to work with. But we still have some cleaning to do. The road network still extends beyond Atiba, as well as the Oyo State Health facilities. To do this, we'll look for a geoprocessing tool that we can use to clip only road network within Atiba and health facilities within Atiba. You can search for this tool either by coming to your geoprocessing pane here. If your geoprocessing pane is not showing, come to view. Click the drop down arrow beside reset panes. Then reset panes for geoprocessing. It will add your geoprocessing pane to the panes here. You can search for clip. Make sure you select clip analysis tools. Another way is to search from the command search here. Type in clip and make sure you select the clip analysis tools. It will ask for the input features or dataset, and this is the feature that you want to clip. I'm going to select Oyo State facilities. What do I want to use to clip Oyo State facilities? Which is the Atiba boundary. Oyo State selection. I'll click on run. My clipping is completed. I can come back to my content pane. Then I have Oyo State Health Facility clip. If I uncheck the Oyo State Health Facility itself, I only have Oyo State Health Facilities that falls within Atiba local government. So we can do the same for the Oyo State Road Network. Come to the geoprocessing, then change Oyo State Earth Facilities to Road Network. You are still using clip feature as the Oyo State selection, which is the Atiba local government. Then you can come here to rename it as road instead of Earth Facilities. Click on Run. The clipping is done. We now have Oyo State Road Network clip. We can uncheck the whole of Oyo State Road Network. We now have the road network clipped into the Atiba boundary, which is our study area for this tutorial. We are done with Oyo State boundary. We can decide to remove it. We'll right click, then locate remove. We are done with Oyo State Road Network too. We'll right click and remove. We'll do the same for the health facilities. We'll remove. So we are only left with Atiba for our study area, then the road network for Atiba, and the health facilities in Atiba. The next thing we are to do is to rename this layer accordingly. We can double click to bring out the naming tab. Then we can name it appropriately, Atiba. I'll give it Earth Facility as HF. I'll click on Apply, then OK. I'll do the same thing for the road network. Atiba, then road network. I'll click Apply, OK. I'll do the same thing for the selection we made. I'll double click and name it Atiba boundary. Apply, okay. So we have appropriately named our layers that we are going to be using to create our map. We have successfully created the map to be used in our map layout for this tutorial. Now we can see that we have the road network and the earth facilities in Atiba. Merely looking at this map, we can see that there are no road network here and there are no hospital facilities here. We might want to ask the questions that why. Then we can make use of base map to check what's going on in that location. We'll check our base map, but we cannot really have a better clue of what's going on using this default base map. I'll uncheck, then come to base map under the layer group. And click imagery to update the base map. Then we can further probe this layer to see what's going on in those locations that we don't have hospitals. Merely looking at these locations, they are not settlements. They are covered with vegetation. So it is right to say that the hospitals and road networks are concentrated in settlement areas. So we are good to go. Now let's create a layout for this project. Layout is where you design your map for printing or sharing, adding elements like titles, legends, and scale bars. To create a new layout, come to the Insert tab. Click the drop down beside New Layout. Then you can choose the layout size of your choice. We have in portrait, landscape. For this tutorial, we'll go for the letter landscape. Once you click it, a new layout will be added to your map. This is where you can design your map for printing and sharing. To get data from your map view, come to the map frames group. Click on the drop down arrow. Then select the map produced earlier. After selecting the map, your cursor will change to this plus. Then go to where you want to place your map. Left click and drag. The map frame will be added to your map. Then you can begin to edit and add other elements. You can adjust your map from these edges. To move this map, you need to right click on the map frame and click on activate. Then you can move your map the way you want it inside the map frame. I'm going to be putting it here. Another thing you can do is to adjust the scale of your map right here. If I want to adjust the scale, then I can type in the scale of choice and my map will automatically adjust based on the input scale. I will return it back. I want to adjust it a little and create. Then I can come here to close activated map frame. Once I close it, then I can only adjust the map frame and not the map itself. I'm going to click to activate the map again and I'll adjust it. Once I'm done adjusting, I can close the activation. From here, I can proceed to add other things to my map, such as the north arrow. I'll drag to draw, then adjust its size, then adjust the size. I can add scale bar. Based on my preference, I can select the one I want. I'll click to draw it, then position it. If I don't want my scale bar to be in miles, I'll right click on it, click on properties. Then I can change the map units to kilometers. Immediately I do that, my scale will update to the unit. Next is to add legend. I'll come to the map surrounds and click on legend. Then I can select legend of choice. I'll left click and drag to add. Immediately I do this, all the layers in my map will populate. You can see now I have a legend that shows everything on my map. If for this map production there is need for you to change the name of your legend, come to content, double click on whichever you want to change and change it to health facilities. Click apply, click OK. Double click road network and change it to road network. Click apply, then OK. Then you can leave Atiba as boundary, or preferably you can call it study area. Click apply. It will update to study area on your layout. Click OK. Next to do is to add title to your map. Come to graphics and text, then select rectangle text. Once selected, come to your map, left click and drag. Then you can type the name you want to give to your map. Distribution of health facilities in Atiba local government. For you to edit your text, you can highlight it, come to text, then you can change the font size from here based on how big you want it to be on your map. Once you are done, you can adjust the alignment to be center aligned. Then we are good to go. If you have followed this tutorial up to this point, congratulations! You've learned how to create projects in ArcGIS Pro, how to manage maps, and how to manage layout for printing and sharing. Your stretch goal now is to use the same data, picking a different local government entirely, and create your own map on your own. After this, you can share with us on the ArcGIS community. If you like this tutorial, kindly like and subscribe below for more GIS tutorial. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. See you in day 4. Bye for now.